Ceobe started off her journey as a wanderer, looking for the meaning of her name. She didn't even know how to pronounce it until Vulcan corrected her with the pronunciation. She was infected due to her prolonged exposure to harsh environments, since she didn't really know the difference between the Originium infected areas and the safe areas. At first, she was scared of these Originium crystals, but she did see that these crystals granted her power, and so she lost her fear of the crystals, and eventually she did encounter Rhode Island's reserve team in the Lethania region. Our story begins when she attacks them because she was very hungry and tired. She also lost because of these reasons, and eventually the team decided to bring her aboard Rhodes Island. Ceobe has always avoided civilization, so she was very skeptic at first when she entered Rhodes Island. She eventually did gain the new understanding from the operators who bested her. Eat well, drink well, sleep well, and beat up bad people. And although Ceobe's concept of right and wrong are very situational, these are things that she also likes to do. So she joined Rhode Islands without any hesitation. The Human Resources Department was actually a bit hesitant to let her join Rhodes Island, but eventually they gave her an opportunity to take the operator evaluation exam upon Vulcan's recommendation. Ceobe was still learning how to act in a civil manner, so the other operators agreed not to punish Ceobe when she did something wrong, particularly when she ate food from the kitchen, since she did this very often. Gummy did ban Ceobe from the kitchen since she tries to eat everything. And one time, when Gummy and Durnar were finished cooking and were eating in the cafeteria, Ceobe tried to go into the kitchen. Keep in mind that Ceobe is not the type of person to sneak into a room. She often just walks directly into the room. Gummy was about to stop Ceobe, but then Durnar just told Gummy to let her be. They didn't want Ceobe to feel bad, so they just left her in the kitchen because if they locked the kitchen, they felt like Ceobe would be very sad. At the time, Durnar was the one who was teaching Gummy to be a better defender, so she was like a senpai for them. And most operators do love to be around Ceobe. She had met a lot of friends in Rhode Islands, but the two people who she looked up to the most are the doctor and Vulcan. If she isn't in her room, she's in the doctor's office or in Vulcan's workshop. Vulcan seems to know and care a lot about Ceobe, even pausing her work to offer her food and to talk to her. Keep in mind that Vulcan is not the type to stop working. She doesn't do this for any other operator, even for Matterhorn. But yeah, she tries to make time and talk to Ceobe whenever Ceobe dropped by. The relationship of the two is very unclear, besides the fact that Vulcan is Ceobe's blacksmith and she sees Vulcan as a sister figure. Ceobe doesn't understand her Originium arts very well. Depending on the weapon type and quality, the Originium manifests as either flames, rocks, water, or ice, among other elements. Ceobe is working really hard to understand her powers, and the first step to this is to work on her literacy. And there's nothing to worry about this because Rhode Islands did create a comprehensive plan for her. So as long as she follows this, she will eventually learn to use her Originium arts very efficiently. Also, if you're wondering about Ceobe's involvement in the side story for Gavial and the Fungimist, I'll leave a link in the description of the translated event. But basically, Gavial was returning to her homeland since she was invited, but the planes they were using crashed, so they were stuck in the area. Ceobe finds some pretty mushrooms and tries to eat them. She hallucinates, which forces all the other operators to tie her up, but then after a while she goes crazy, beats up some people from the tribe. And basically that's where the event spins off. That's where the event starts for the Fungimist. It's all about Ceobe, and the two main currencies in the event are honey cakes, which is Ceobe's favorite food, and pretty mushrooms, which is what Ceobe was kinda high on for the whole event. So she was really high on mushrooms, pretty much, and that alone caused the event. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you learned something about Ceobe. I still don't have her or Vulcan, which makes me really sad.